Going on, guys? Chris, SPT Garage, and today I wanted to show you guys real quick on changing out the third brake light on these cars. This one was broken when I got it. Most of them are. That one was broken 11 years ago when I got the car as well. Super common on these Cobras. That plastic is super flimsy. You shut these down with any kind of force and they break, they crack. The red one was cracked on the passenger side. The mineral gray one's was cracked on the driver's side. I see most of them on the passenger, but whatever, you know, it's both sides are the same. But real quick, I just want to show you guys how to change these out. They are it looks like you're going to break this spoiler, and I want to show you guys how to do it. And just, you know, they're built pretty solid, so it shouldn't break. I haven't broken one yet. I've done probably 3 or 4 of them, but it does look like the spoiler itself will break. So, but I just want to show you guys real quick how I do it, the tools I use, and kind of what to expect, and then just real quick, just a start to finish on it. So let's get this set up. All right, so again, like I said, this one was broke on the driver's side, and you know, it's unfortunate because these are expensive. You can buy the aftermarket ones for $100, and these OEM ones would go up to $200 to $300. It really depends on the condition and all that. But what I'm using here is I'm using like a body, kind of like a body tool here. With it being plastic, I always come in, just like I showed you guys in another video, even when I'm vacuuming the car, I'll take like some sandpaper and just always sand this down, because these edges get rough, especially when you're working on stuff and you don't want to scratch the paint or anything you're working on, even vacuuming. I always just come in here and sand these little burrs down, because these things are just quickly made, thrown out, and sold. So again, it's a quick little tip on that. Very small screwdriver. You use this for inside. There's like that clip in there for the power. And then the little screw itself is a T15. So that's what we did on this. But when you're working on this, I used this end right here. And if you count in, it's somewhere around like light 9 and 10, then kind of like right in the middle, and then light, again, 9 or 10 on this side. When you're doing it, I go at a steady pace. I'm not ripping it out, and when I'm pulling on this, I'm pushing on the spoiler. I'm pushing this back in, and you'll hear it dragging. And I'll show you guys on the light itself on what is going on behind the spoiler and why it's so hard to get off. So I'll show you guys on the good one. If you look up in here, you got these tabs right here, right? So the spoiler is sitting in between the light itself and this tab. So what you're doing is you're pulling out with, I would say, constant pressure. Again, not jamming it, pulling it out with constant pressure, and here pushing at the same time to get over that lip. That's what's holding that in. That's why it's such a pain in the butt to get out. But once you get it out, it's again, obviously it's going to come right out, but it's ready to go. But again, when you're doing it, you'll see this flexing, and it looks like the spoiler wants to break, but this will give out way before these spoilers actually would crack. But, and then from there, you're just going to finish pulling the light out. Again, these are super tight in there, so you got to use a little bit of force when you're doing it. And on the bottom, you'll see, you guys can see it here, you got 1 on the bottom. So once you get the top out, there's 3. And then the bottom, there's that 1 right there. And then coming in here, you got these rubber grommets that you just push through up inside the spoiler itself. I'll get this camera up in there so you guys can kind of see it. Maybe you won't be able to. Let's see. But there's a rubber grommet right up in here, and you, again, I'll show you when I get this out. You just kind of push it through, and then you pull the other one on the inside of the spoiler out, and then it's basically free. So I'll get that out, and I'll kind of basically walk you guys through it and show you how that worked. All right, guys, this is about 45 seconds later. I got the light out, but I just want to show you the grommets that are in there. So this is the one that's on the inside of the spoiler, and this is the one that's on the inside of the trunk. This popped out in like 3 seconds. This came out, and same thing, you just push it through, and then you kind of just fish this out through that hole. But again, you got this hole right up in here, if you guys can see that, right up in there. And then again, you just fish it through there. Comes out pretty simple. And guys, that is what it takes to get the third brake light out of these cars. Again, it looks like you're gonna, you know, break it, because again, you can see here just how flimsy this spoiler is. But again, don't go at it jerkingly fast, and be quick with it. Pressure, again, count in your 9 or 10 lights, and when you're pulling back on it, you're gonna push this in with it, and it kind of, in a way, if you almost push and lift at the same time, you're gonna lift this lip over that that plastic piece that's on the light, so it gets out of that groove. And guys, that's pretty much it. Putting it in is night and day easier. Just push it in, it clips in, grommet here, feed the other end through, put that grommet in this little hole, real simple. Torque, when you put these torques in, again, it's a 15. Don't use I don't recommend using anything other than a hand tool. Don't use any kind of electrical gun or whatever, impact gun or whatever. These, again, this is metal on the plastic, so you will crack that. So hand tight. Once it starts getting tight, leave it alone. This thing's not going to back itself out. But again, guys, that's SVT Garage. We just did the third brake light on the mineral gray car, and next up on the list for this is that wiper cowl. I got that pretty much already sourced. A buddy of mine's gonna hook me up with that. We'll get that on there, and then we're gonna be tearing down on the motor, getting those valve covers done, and that knuckle up there on the supercharger, or the elbow, I'm sorry. But guys, thanks again, SVT Garage. I appreciate everything. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm at like 997. Guys, if you guys can give me 3 more, I appreciate it. As always, SVT Garage, I appreciate all you comments, likes, shares. If you've done this, let me know. If you guys have an easier way, I'll make another video on it. If you have had any trouble, let me know. And I always recommend, real quick, I always recommend the OEM stuff. It's a little pricier. The fitment, though, it's just, you can't beat the fitment. It's worth the extra $100, $150. Save up, whatever you got to do. I would try to source an OEM one, but again, guys, that's me. So that's my advice for that. But anyways, guys, again, thanks. SVT Garage, I always appreciate it. And on to the next one. Thanks. All right, guys, real quick, I'm just going to throw this in at the end of the video. I just wanted to show you guys the ending product here. Again, this was the original side on the other one that was broke. This was a 40-second install, super easy and quick. Again, be very careful screwing these in. If you're doing by hand, don't use a power tool, just hand only. And once I kind of see it getting, I can almost see this light just pushing itself in, I stop. And you can break these very easily. But guys, that's it. Third brake light is installed. And again, thanks for watching SVT Garage.